come down. Wherever you are, Lord, come down. Hey, Lord, come down. I need you to move, Lord. Circumstances are rising, Lord. I need you to rise above it, Lord. Just do what you must do. When the ocean rise, let my faith rise higher, Lord. Hey, come down. Oh, come down. I wanna hear you come down. Hey, hey, hey. You're all in your seat. Come on. Whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're battling with, right now, oh Lord. Tell him, come down, Lord. He could do it. If he could do it for me, he could do it for you. That's who our God is. I know his name is Deliverer. I know his name is Conqueror. I know his name is Peace. I know what you could do, Lord. If you did it for me, do it, Lord, for Trinidad and Tobago. Do it for the Caribbean, Lord. Do it in the U.S., Lord. Do it all over, Lord. Come down. Your hands are not short, Lord. Hey, it is not in your will that any should perish, Lord. Oh, you love us all to deliver us, Lord. Hey, Lord, come down. Come down.
More to love, yes it's true. Pennywise, just for you. So real, get that perfect smile. Beauty's in every aisle to take care of your body. We have all you need to stay healthy. Yeah, Pennywise. More to love, yes it's true. Pennywise, just for you.
Pennywise gives you more to love.
Tune in to The Street 919 FM every Friday from 9:15 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. with Kingdom Health Services, situated at number 91 Eastern Main Road in St. Augustine. For the program, Health and Healing, merging the old with the new with Brent Diet. For more information, call 318-7471 or 484-0141 or 360-4100. It's all about Kingdom Health Services on The Street 919 FM.
Did you know introducing different Gerber puree flavors into your baby's diet can expand their palate and allow them to accept more flavors and texture at an early age? With Gerber, you can explore and be adventurous by introducing more variety to your little one's diet with our new Gerber puree portfolio in a convenient squeezable pouch format in fun flavors like apple, pear, and mango. Gerber purees are 100% natural fruit purees and do not contain preservatives. Gerber, from 6 months onward.
Ikaro, I am Alatumishe Ifabamishe Aganki, better known as MC Duke, and every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I host a show called Orisha, The Way of Life, right here on the Sheet 919 FM, where I have guests passing through from the Orisha Ifa Baptist Diaspora to educate, edify, and inform you, the listening public, about Orisha Ifa practices. So remember to tune in every Monday between the hours of 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. for Orisha, The Way of Life.
Hi, what's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT. Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody. Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Sky is not the limit, please stay open. voice for change and inspiration, yeah. Be true to yourself with every emotion. Be fearless when you speak, the future's waiting, yeah. Just be, just be, just be, just be. Be mobile, just be.
Tune in to the Street 919 FM for Gospel in the Bone Ministry every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. For the program, God's Last Warning Message. Hosea chapter 4 says, "Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood." Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the Street 919 FM.
The journey's almost over.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
And now for the reading of the daily newspapers.
Well, a pleasant good morning to each and everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Titans of Democracy right here on the Street 919 FM. Let me thank the Heavenly Father for bringing me here safe, sound, and all together in one piece. Pleasant good morning going out to my entire family. Good morning to Miss Sharon Felix and her entire family, and Mr. Dominic Romaine and his entire family. Pleasant good morning going out to you, all our callers, all our listeners, all our viewers online. For those of you that are always locked on via whatever mechanism that you are, it's always good to have you on the inside with us. We say a pleasant good morning going on to the management and staff of the Street 919 FM. Good morning to Mr. Iwer George and his entire family. So as we get ready to get into our online papers for today, Thursday the 10th of June 2021, in the Express, headlines: fiasco. The housing apologizes as frustrated hundreds turned away on day one of walk-in vaccines. New system for only people over 60 with A to E surnames in effect today. So let's get on the inside and see what's taking place. 45% of WASA customers in areas, crackdown coming. Some 45% of Water and Sewage Authority customers are in arrears. Oh, sorry, in arrears. What's going on? Hold a sec for me. So yes, I do apologize for that. So some 45% of Water and Sewage Authority customers are in arrears, and WASA says it plans collecting outstanding payment from customers. So if you know that you haven't paid your WASA bill, you need to go and do so immediately. Terrence says, sorry, my apology is unreserved. This from Health Minister Terrence Dialsing yesterday as he said sorry to the nation for the eruption of chaos as hundreds of citizens as hundreds of citizens swarmed health centers across the country seeking vaccines against COVID-19. 17 deaths push toll to 616. Trinidad and Tobago's COVID-19 death toll has crossed 600. The Ministry of Health reported 17 additional deaths due to the virus yesterday. Walk-ins go wrong. Frustrated over their failure to get COVID-19 vaccines yesterday, thousands of walk-ins left in disgust, shook their heads in disbelief, burst into explicitives, and and argued with medical and security personnel on duty. Ah, boy. I reserve my comments for when Dominic is here. Elderly feel the strain after waiting from daybreak. As the clock struck 5 a.m. to signal the end of the daily curfew, hundreds of people began showing up at all the facilities under the North Central Regional Health Authority. 107 million for COVID-19 vaccines. Government expects to spend 107 million on COVID-19 vaccines to allow vaccination of 80% of the population, or about 1.2 million people. Pity Valley man charged with murder. A Pity Valley man has been charged with the murder of a 20-year-old man and other offenses. A Venezuelan man and woman charged with human trafficking offenses. 2 Venezuelans who were allegedly caught transporting 9 Latin American nationals have been charged with human trafficking offenses. Migrants, legal or illegal, to get COVID-19 vaccines. Migrants in Trinidad and Tobago, by legal or illegal means, have been taken into consideration in the government's national COVID-19 vaccination program. Jobless Torridale man jailed for housebreaking, car stealing. An unemployed Torridale man was jailed for a total of 15 months with hard labor for housebreaking and motor vehicle theft. Brothers who allegedly robbed uncle get bail. Cops to meet with Health Ministry on vaccination chaos. So these are the stories that I'm making in the Express at this time. So let's get over to the Newsday. And the 252 school dropouts in Tobago support unit intervenes. PAHO says no to COVID-19 vaccination proof for overseas travel. Okay. 500 million allocated to national agriculture stimulus. Shock and grief over theft of endangered birds from Wildfowl Trust. But when you catch them bird on them, you can't do not put them bird on them. If somebody see you that has problems. First batch of 6 million US vaccines will be Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. Imbert extra 57 million for police, so 600 million for the year. Energy moguls embrace the green agenda. AG, judiciary improving its data capture. Public Utilities Minister, 3,000 WASA workers can't be found. What? Oh boy. Labour Minister, workplace vaccination not a simple matter. Smooth shots at second dose vaccination sites. Venezuelan murder victim was on his way home from Moruga. Pamela persuades House to debate COVID-19 vaccination. Paho, Trinidad and Tobago, is Caribbean country most affected by COVID-19. Health Ministry to work with police on query over NCRHA's running Couva Hospital. Okay. Curfew breakers now charged with attempted murder, robbery with violence. Whoa. Granville mother, baby doing great after his birth in car. And these are the stories that are making way in the Newsday. So let's see what's going on in the... Right, let's see what's happening in the Guardian. Well, I think the headline that I'm seeing in the Guardian is that of yesterday. Yeah, that was yesterday's headline. And let me see. The news in the door is of today. So, in the Guardian, 3 shot in home invasion. 3 men identified by police as farmers were shot last night after gunmen stormed a house in St. Augustine. Manufacturers ask government to give grants to almost half its 53,000 workers. Chambers hope help comes for businesses after mid-year review. Imbert, no more underfunded talk as TTPS gets 600 million for 2021. Government says, Imbert says, government may extend relief grants to June. Police say murdered woman linked to armed robberies. Human bones found in Arima. TNT must learn to recognize when danger abounds. TNT still a major oil and gas province. Businessman, Tobago draft bills must give citizens the right to recall assemblymen. Sean Luke murder trial adjourned until next week. Manta Lodge incomplete, but THA assures work on the way. Maloney teen missing. And these are the stories that are currently making way in the Guardian, the Express, and the Newsday at this time. Yes, so, hey. So as I wait the arrival for Dominic, let me take a few calls. My numbers are 342-0081-466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Eulogize and praise his holy name. Give your life to Jesus. Good morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Good morning, Trinidad, the big or wherever my voice has been heard. Good morning. Good morning to everybody, the people of Bonnet Gardens. Lovely morning this morning. Get up and shine. Plant something in the air this morning. Mount Hope, good morning. Nelson Street, East River, good morning. Let me say good morning to Gilfriend. Good morning to Tassie Street, 1285. Zenathan to get up. Towerman. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning to Jackie and Jackie, good morning. And let me say good morning to the head nurse in Aruka Health Center. Mrs. Skinner, good morning to you. Good work you're doing out there. Let me say good morning to Miss Gloria and Miss Faizabad. Sawaman, good morning. Uman Oga, good morning. Miss Friday and Miss Peacemaker, good morning. Love to everybody. Dominic, good morning to you, sir. Coming early. We need to hear you. Good morning to Sharon. You must be sleeping with bodies, or eating something. Love to everybody. Miss Tunapuna, good morning to you. Love is the answer. Give somebody something. Mr. Chance, good morning to you too. Sometimes every time I have to call, I keep forgetting Mr. Chance, good morning to you. Bataya, also. Andrew, good morning to my neighbor, Anyway, love to everybody. May the good Lord bless and keep each and every one of us, and look for the silver lining between the dark cloud. It will shine up. So, let's go ahead. Bruce?
Yeah, man.
Take over.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you, bro.
Morning, Mr. Paul.
Good morning to the 919. Woman abroad. To my Sharon Felix. We are here, Mother Tonapuna. And all the listeners at the radio station 919. Good morning to the boss, Mr. Iwer George. And Bruce, it is so funny in this country now that it have people who prepared to be so dangerously linked with the politics. Yesterday, no way at all I mentioned Mr. Kingsley's name. It had a man on Aisha program saying that he fed up at Port of Spain talking about Kingsley. No way at all. Caller, listen to Port of Spain voice code. If all you don't know the voice of the fact, or you don't go on the radio and talk, I never mentioned Mr. Kingsley's name. I have dealings with Mr. Kingsley in a different area. I didn't have to call his name yesterday. I spoke about the fake news, the dangerousness about the opposition, who now wants the Minister of Health to resign. Mysteriously. Bruce, you remember so much thing happened under the PP government? And all I spoke about is one of the callers, my good friend Kunchi, we still friends, who tried his very best to get a job for my son. Facts again, no lies. That cannot be disputed by Kunchi. And because that we didn't look like who was in office at the time, Kunchi, and you know that. We agree on that. We never got through. Up to now, my son never got through. So I remain, and Mr. Reporter, yes, I will take up your challenge. The whole opposite agency, you know how we discuss it, Reporter. We not like these people and them who now come on. All I made mention of Bruce is that whenever you want to come on the radio, don't lie and the main people name. Listen to voices. For the Spain of a call, He didn't pick it up from Jack Warner. He didn't pick it up from the Gladiator. And good morning to you, Ms. Aisha Wells. Thank you very much for being part of the witness in my issue. You hear? Twa. That is Mr. Former DC Gladiator. And oh my gosh, that is Jack Warner. Here for the state. Thank you very much for allowing me this contribution, because I was brought up in a house of manners and ethics. Thank you very much, Bruce, for allowing me this contribution. Thank you very much.
Take care. Caller, good morning.
Good morning. Bruce?
Hi, morning.
On getting some disturbance from the line. I'm saying good morning to you, Sharon and Dominic. Bruce, I'm saying really, 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 because I always say in the morning time that anyway, good morning to the viewers and callers as well. When you all have your program, it's a serious program, and people have to be serious, right? Because you go in detail to read out all the headlines, things that are affecting the country and people, and people should be serious in their contribution. Just this one, because, I had overlooked it, Professor Bartholomew, right? And his achievement, not just to his family and himself, but to the country. And how he has touched other people's lives by motivating them and making sure that they do well and, things like that. And I wish that the young people would look at these heroes and these people, read the newspaper, listen to other people talk, speeches, talk, whatever, conferences. It's time you uplift yourself, right? Because recently there was somebody that was held, somebody from PTOM was held in the Martin. You know how far that is from that place, huh? And you would leave your home with intention to go there to do harm to family. It's not fair. And so I would like people to motivate themselves differently. Look and see what you can do for your community yourself, right? Because, Bruce, a lot of people did not want the vaccine. They do not want to follow rules, and they did not believe in the virus. A lot of these people end up in the hospital. They could not go to the grocery. They could not go to their alignment spot. They could not go to their friends because they had a problem being inside all the time, right? And some of them infected their parents and the elderly and things. And some of these people who they infected are now dead. And some of these same disobedient people could not access the things they were dying to have, I would say, because they say they can't live with this type of lockdown. I don't go to the grocery, and even some time ago I was going to the grocery 3-4 times, and I see the line long, and I don't go. They obey the grocery rules. There's nobody coming on the radio. The grocery people did not come on the radio and tell them anything. They had people telling you something every day of how to stay safe, and you weren't listening. Or you didn't understand, you didn't hear. If you don't understand and you did not hear, ask somebody. Your neighbor told you something wrong and you follow. Bruce, have a good morning.
Me too, my dear. Take care. Caller, good morning.
Hey, Bruce. Morning, big man, brother boy.
Hey, morning.
Yeah, boy, Dominic coming in this morning. My pussy boy. Boy, me. When I see the career yesterday, I ain't going away again.
Yeah, boy.
Bruce. Right, boy, Bruce. Bruce, I thought these conspiracy terrorists didn't want to vaccine. I thought it was Rowley vaccine. All of a sudden, now the vaccine good. Bruce, it's a flam thing now on Facebook to show that on social media that you get vaccinated now. All of a sudden now, and people seeing your boss man and them performing abroad, and their carnival sets abroad, I hope you apply for wherever your stuff on thing to go. And as people see the carnivals abroad Miami and all these carnivals come, people that is part of the rush of the vaccination too. I was told by my brethren and them,
Okay.
Yeah. They seen Iwer, your boy, and people performing all this, so it's carnival thing too. Because people want to go and party. So all of a sudden now the Rowley vaccine is good. But Bruce, like common sense, if you go down there, I watch the news lab, you went down there and you see that crowd, all your senior citizens, it's obviously, when that crowd, you turn back one time.
Yeah.
Because you're putting your life at risk and it's death. But Dr. Rowley, you don't understand how influential he is, brother. Let me tell you something. In Trinidad, is a deceitful place. People don't like you, brother, but they see when it's time to use you and benefit, they will. And Dr. Rowley is extremely bright. And all they like, they don't like Dr. Rowley, Bruce. They respect.
True. Hey, where you going? Oh.
And why people don't like the man, you know. But Bruce, I listen before I go here. And people want to question why the government then spread out things and the army should have did this and this one should have been given vaccine. People, we are not Dr. Parashan and Dr. Hines. Them is the detectives of the virus. And they will try to break the back in particular communities that start from Karanaj to Toko. In order and ways, they will distribute the vaccine in a scientific way with the limited amount of vaccines they have, because they know what they're doing in order to break the community spread. So I listened to a man yesterday at Duns who finished school in primary school living abroad. You not living here, brother. Right? America who had all the vaccines. We are scientists here who doling out the vaccine in a particular and a scientific way with the limited vaccines they have at this point in time. So that's why it hasn't spread out. As the government said, the minister said, when more vaccines come, bro, they will spread it out more across the country and they will bring more people on board in order to give people vaccines. But for the limited amount, the scientists, Dr. Hines and Parasaram and these Dr. Hines, they know exactly which communities they're targeting. We are not the scientists, so I don't understand all these know-it-alls who not living here, these idiots. So Bruce, boy, all I could say, boy, Dominic come in, Bruce, I could say, like simple common sense. If you see people there, it's life and death, you turn back. Well, let me see what we're going today, boy. Brucey, boy, it's a program, you get a vaccine, me get none. And as I tell you, it's a big show of thing now to get a vaccine and post up on social media that they get a vaccine. So it's not Rowley vaccine now, so it's to save your life now. But Bruce, boy, thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, man, take care. Caller, good morning.
Bruce.
Morning.
Good morning to you. Dominic, good morning. Bruce, I know sometimes I like to listen to your program. But I know it's getting me something like I prefer like to change the station because some callers overdoing it. It have other callers trying to get in and it's staying long and it's like, oh, Bruce, please, oh God. And you telling them about it and the same thing they continue to do, you understand me? It have other people trying to get into, man. Mr. Porter Spain, I want to tell you something. You're a big man. Let's move on. And whatever happened on Aisha program, don't bring it on Bruce program. I'm very upset about it. Bruce, you're taking the line here for any health center? Bruce?
Oh gosh, that line was a bit much.
Bruce, well, I think they probably read down by the fish market, you know.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I mean, when you see that line, I don't know. You see, what happened was I realized that we didn't understand that so many people would have wanted to take the vaccine. That's what happened, you know. So, but that was that how that happened there. At least now it is rectified where it's under an alphabetical order. So let's see how it goes from there.
I did not get mine, you understand me, because I took some injection recently and they told me that I cannot get it right now. I have to wait. But when I do go back, I have no problem because they kept all the paperwork and whatnot to tell me exactly what to do. Mm-hmm. But Bruce, I admire to see a lot of people come out and take the vaccine right now. You understand me? Honestly, you know, but it's running right through the week, you know, because you know they told them that yesterday. But Bruce, say what? Have a good one, Bruce.
You take care. Let me say good morning to Mr. Dominic Romain.
Morning.
Morning, my brother. How are you this morning?
I am good.
Nice. And I done send across the two things that you sent to me already.
Nice.
So let's see what's going on there. So the floor is yours, my friend.
Well, I missed the earlier part, so I guess I'll have to go back on YouTube or Facebook and rewind to see. I get the impression in my little back end. Anyway. Right. Good morning. Well, I would have missed the reading of the headlines too, but I could guess what would have been the main issue. You know, right now there's a popular catchphrase on social media, Bruce. You big on your sense. Well, apparently yesterday that went out the window.
I don't know why.
Seriously, I mean, based on all the videos that I've seen, and well, that was the dominant topic yesterday, all of the long lines, and At first, because I know during the morning show yesterday, there would have been reporting about the long lines, which was a good thing because it shows that we don't have the issue of vaccine hesitancy here as now obtains in some of the other countries. True. But, Bruce, I don't know if I heard differently from everybody else, if I read differently from everybody else, or if I saw different. I heard for yesterday, 60 and over, with or without NCDs, under 60, with NCDs, right? For persons who might know what NCDs are, they are non-communicable diseases, right? So if I woke up yesterday morning. Now when I heard that, I am I in either category? Am I over 60? No. So I don't qualify on that basis. Am I under 60? Yes. Do I have a non-communicable disease? No. I don't qualify. What do I do? Go back to my bed. Plain simple as that. But I saw so many videos yesterday with persons under 60 standing in the line waiting for a vaccine. So there are only two conclusions that could be drawn from that. Is either one, we are a very sick country, that we have a lot of people with non-communicable diseases, or option number two, we have a literacy problem. And I am inclined to lean towards the second one. Because if I go to the grocery and I see a line, I'm not going. I'll come back. I'll try another grocery. And if I see the same thing as the order of the day by most of the groceries, so usually I could tell because there's food basket, which is not too far from by me, right? Yeah. So if I'm coming up the highway and I see there's a line by food basket, which is not a normal thing, I know all the other groceries will have lines. So I just go home. But no, yesterday, the order of the day was, pull up, I see a line with 1,000. Well, I think I'll make it 1,001. And then you had videos with the security explaining to people, we're only giving out 100 numbers today. The rest of you all will have to come back tomorrow or even come back on another day because we don't want a repeat. Nobody moves. We have 100 numbers. You could look up and clearly see there's over 100 people in front of you, but you still stand up hoping to get a number. And then we want to blame the government.
Oh yeah, hey. You see, the thing about it is, somebody even mentioned to me that they gave out numbers, and they said that, if your numbers are between, let us say, from 1 to whatever, we will vaccinate you all today. Those beyond that, counting to whatever number 2, you all will be tomorrow. In some instances, they decided, listen to me, we're going to do it in alphabetical order, right? And we will run that way until we see fit that, okay, this amount within that span is vaccinated, then we will move on to the other, going down in alphabetical order. So, I don't know. You see, now, like I said, really and truly, for what happened yesterday, I wouldn't look, and not because I am for the government. Honestly, none of us knew that so many people wanted to be vaccinated. And for the first day of the walk-in, and when people, according to you, when you come and you see what's going on, you should have just said, look, let me turn back and wait to hear what's going to happen now, because obviously that cannot continue like that.
Right.
And then I saw where people, you bunch up your group. Why? You're supposed to understand what is going on. So even if you are there, at least put some space between you and the next person. You may want to you may want to get some information. I could understand that, right? You let the person in front and the person behind, listen to me, I'm just going to get some information to find out what's really going on, if we will be able to get this vaccine today or not, And you get your information. If the information proves that, okay, you'll be able to you come back in your space. If not, you head back home. And I'm sure at that point in time they would have told you, well, listen to me, you can come back tomorrow. Here's a number to come back tomorrow. Something. But we didn't do that. We just decided, look, I come to get my vaccine and I'm not moving.
Yeah, but Bruce, the thing that again is mind-boggling to me. Criteria was set up. Over 60, with and without comorbidities. Under 60, with. If you know you don't satisfy either of the two criteria, what you going there for? What you going there for? You don't, you're not supposed to go there. It's common sense. The vaccine's not running away, as government would have indicated at the last COVID press conference on Saturday. The Prime Minister would have outlined the flow of vaccines that we expect to be coming in. So we know there is a lot coming in. All you have to do is to continue doing whatever it is that you've been doing to avoid getting the virus for a couple more weeks. That's all.
Yep.
But you so thirsty because you tell yourself, well, hey, once I get a vaccine, that shot, I could take some risks. You see me? I'm suffering from COVID fatigue. I fed up staying inside. But if I get one shot, I could take a chance and go outside. That's the issue, you know. Because at the last round of vaccinations, they were allowing walk-ins too, and we didn't have what took place yesterday. And perhaps that's one of the problems, because I recall it was being reported on the evening news on a couple of stations where they would have visited different vaccination sites, and you would have heard them talking about, well, some people had appointments, some people were just walking of different ages, and it worked well. You didn't have all of that bacchanal. People were seeing that on television. But back then, the death rate wasn't what it is now.
Yeah.
And so who get frightened, because the demographic in terms of age and the health situation with respect to the persons dying has now changed.
Yeah.
So around in the last round, you were hearing the persons who were dying were elderly with comorbidities. Now you're hearing is middle-aged persons, persons in their 20s, persons in their 30s with no comorbidities, and you realize this thing's serious. Now you realize that, right? But the government has indicated, and this is how many vaccines we expect. So all your horses, so all those people who stand up yesterday, and as you say, some of them practically on top of one another, you all didn't think about social distancing?
That is it. Boy, watch me. I watching some of those videos yesterday, and I just saying, Lord Father, please don't let it have a next spike after this. Please, 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 please. We in social distance, we in study to come back a next day, we in, boy, oh gosh. I understand everybody wanting to, and I applaud that. You know, everybody want to get vaccinated, and I loving that. I loving that. At the same time, guys, we had to do it in a better order. So I guess with the health ministry not realizing that so many people were interested in being vaccinated, now they have put a lot of different things in place where, again, either you have a number or you come in alphabetical order, and the alphabetical order will run on certain days, stuff like that. And I guess if they see they reach to Z, and if they want to start back over again from A, just to make sure, that everybody gets, make sure everybody's properly well vaccinated and stuff like that. We could even do it like that, So things are a little more in place going forward today. So, guys, let's see how it goes. All right, and don't go and pile up on top of each other again today, please. All right, let's make sure we have to social distance so we don't start a whole new bacchanal here with this thing,
That the government has to resort to going down to such base levels to deal with people who are supposed to be big and have sense, right? Adults. And what upsets me too is the efforts by the opposition to sort of absolve irresponsible adults from responsibility for what happened yesterday. Common sense. I knew not to leave my house to go to try and line up to get any vaccine, because as I said before, I didn't qualify under any of the two criteria that was set out yesterday for persons to get vaccines.
Yeah.
And there's no way you could tell me that everybody who was in a line yesterday were either over 60 with or without NCDs or under 60 with, because I saw a lady arguing with the police, and the police, what you here for? You over 60? You have comorbidity? So what you're gonna do when you get to the health professional who is administering the vaccines and they ask you, so what is your NCD?
So
You're gonna tell them.
When they go through that screening process, right?
Yeah. Because in your mind, you tell yourself, well, now once I reach up in the chair, they will give me the vaccine, they're going to turn my way. Eh? You bunks up the right nurse. Tell, hey, they don't qualify.
Oh, yes.
After you stand up in the line for 2 to 3 hours, get out. You deserve that. And you can't because obviously, so what is your NCD? Well, I'm hypertensive. Well, let's check your pressure. Man. Your diabetes? Okay. No wonder, you see, and that's why they like to call Chinese tricky daddy and so. Watchwords: discipline, tolerance, production. Yesterday, discipline went out the window. So I wait with bated breath to see what's going to happen today. Yeah. I already see some people come talking about doing lives and say, well, that thing that they put in place today making no sense. You see that alphabetical thing? You know how much allies that have in the country? You know how much allies go and show up? Really?
Yeah, but
big people.
And the silly thing about it is they get it on as though that I think it's E or so in the papers.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just going to be for today alone.
Right.
That will be, like I said, it will be for a couple of days, and then they will go to the next segment and continue like that until when they reach the Z. And they decide, well, okay, now that we've reached the Z and we have so much people vaccinated, let's try to either go, start again from the top. Or maybe even then, at that point in time, they could say, well, okay, you can walk in and they wouldn't have that much people, Might just be a few people that wasn't able to, go at that point in time and they could go now.
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, I am so happy that we all want to be vaccinated. That's very good. All I am saying is we have to do it in a much better order to still protect ourselves.
Yes.
We got to protect
because albeit we are fortunate here that at least for the moment, for the time being, vaccine hesitancy is not an issue.
Yeah.
Because when vaccination started in earnest in the United States, just similar to what we saw yesterday was taking place in the US. I mean, I have some pictures to send here. So when it is, you hear the leader of the opposition and other opposition members calling for the head of the Minister of Health that he should have resigned, that immediately he should have submitted his resignation by midday, and all kind of nonsense, right? No such call came in the US when they had long lines like that for the head of the Secretary for Health and Human Services, whatever it is. But that's to be expected, right? Because everything for them is politics. But I saw yesterday, I would have seen, where in the United States, I saw an article. They are now facing an issue with vaccine hesitancy because it was the hope of President Biden that by July 4th, at least 70% of the population would have received at least one jab.
Right.
And now they're in that ambitious goal may now be in jeopardy because on account of the fact that they would have, based on the vaccines administered so far, and a lot of states would have released their relaxed the mask mandate. People are now going back out. They're going to parties. Places are opening up. No masks required. So some people are taking, well, okay, we're back to normal. I don't need to go and take any vaccine and so on. So they've seen a significant decline in the number of persons looking to get vaccines. So they've come up with unique and innovative ways to encourage people to take the vaccine. So some states are offering money. Some are offering brand new SUVs, brand new pickup trucks, guns, and I saw a couple of states that don't, where marijuana use is illegal, they're offering you a free marijuana joint after you take the vaccine. Yeah, so there are certain places, marijuana stores where they say you could go or wherever and they handle you. Yeah. So,
I guess incentive, some sort of incentive,
Yeah, nothing too small, whatever is your preference, hey, we have it here. Just go and take the vaccine. And And you come and you pick up you go and get your SUV, your pickup truck, or whatever money, your wagon. Yeah, so you want a AR-15. Never mind the fact that they have all these mass shootings. Yeah, you want a gun? Just go and take your come and take a gun now, man. Yeah.
Oh,
so we just play the clip at Rudal Munilal for man.
Yes, sir.
Just when you think this man can't get any more annoying, any more disgusting, yeah, it says, hold my bear.
Is the second one, right?
Yeah. You know, these people, they made so much fun of Dr. Rowley with respect to the error that he made, the math error that he made, all kind of memes and stuff, right? Well, I have been hearing some brand new words from the opposition over the last few days that I think Webster's need to update the dictionary, because I told you, from Tanku with satisfactory, yesterday was Kamla with incompetent.
In what?
Incompetent. Yeah. Glenn Arnold Ram, instead of population, populance. There's another one too. I'll remember it just now. Right? When I hear this man say populance, it's population you want to say, papi? Populance? And you're an MP? Okay. And then there was Saddam Hussein with his bad grammar. I see this man holding a legal certificate. Because what does he say, boy? Because the people and them they don't believe that the government can save them lives. Them lives? Really, Saddam?
Street. So I'm going to play the clip. I'll play the clip.
Yeah. Give a money lab.
Speaker for the opportunity to join. May I begin by first congratulating the leader of the opposition for bringing this motion today to debate on this day, one of the most important and yet tragic events that this country has seen since the outbreak of this pandemic. Madam Speaker, today the opposition leader brought a motion to speak to the vaccination program, to speak to the issue of the chaos of this day. The government response is to debate the opposition. We are here to debate vaccines and COVID. They are here to debate the opposition. Since the member for Portisville North St. Anne's West had a regrettable fall off a stage in Penal, his head has twisted upside down as it relates to debates in this House. Madam Speaker, the member is obsessed. He's obsessed with personal attacks against the member for Siparia and other members of this side, and failed to deal with any issue or any policy. And I suspect that fall in Penal has something to do with it. Madam Speaker, today it is critical. Now, I just want to take up an issue quickly that was raised by the member for Siparia. Very important issue, that you went ahead, indicated, walk in, time to come, we have the vaccines. They have 20 vaccines and invited 2,000 people. That is the problem. Why the minister and his ministry, armed with a communication department, could not tell the people clearly, listen, we don't have so much vaccines. We simply don't have. But the government wanted to give the impression. If you remember the press conference they had the Saturday before, the Prime Minister spelling out vaccines coming from the USA, 400,000 coming from China, coming from here, coming from there. They set in train an expectation that there are vaccines for all. That is what they did. So today, when they mark bus, to use a local slang, we discover that really they have no vaccines. So you call people to come out and you have no vaccines. The elderly with sticks standing up 5 o'clock in the morning. And you're calling them again. Tomorrow the same thing will happen. Because whether A to E, D to F and G, it is the same problem. If you have 5,000 vaccines, what will happen when 10,000 people come throughout the island? And clearly, as the opposition leader said, that is not a well thought of plan because you thought of that this morning when you boss. When your program collapsed this morning, you didn't say ABC. Clearly, you had no thought for that. There's another possibility that the minister just failed and ignore. You do not have vaccine, so stop telling people you have vaccine. Let me start with that. You have none. You have a few. Why don't you use the existing institutions like the chief, the county medical officer, the health centers, where they already have a database of persons with chronic illnesses who go there as clients? Allow them to call the same people and give vaccines to that critical group that are already in the healthcare system. You don't advertise, walk in, walk in. We have it for you, vaccines, 100,000 coming. So people quite clearly walk in. And when they walk in, you get the same Easter effect. You got then, you got today. And the minister comes and say, we're sorry what? When the infection rate go up and the death rate go up, you sorry for that? You sorry? What do you think? What do they think it is? So Madam Speaker, this is a disaster.
Was you listen to the press briefing Saturday? Right. Or the Prime Minister made it abundantly clear, the Minister of Health made it abundantly clear how many vaccines we have in the country right now, that what was being distributed yesterday was the 100,000 Sinopharm that would have come from China, right? So to listen to this clown who admitted that he did not listen to the COVID's press conference on Saturday, but talking as if he did. Oh, you say how much vaccine coming and people... No, leave that for the members of the illiterati, right? Because it was clearly stated the 800,000 vaccines that had to come from the African Medical Supply Platform would be coming in August. Vaccines are supposed to be coming in today. Again, another some doses of Sinopharm. And the Minister of Health would have outlined. So for him to say people lined up because the Prime Minister, they say 400,000. I don't know where you get 400,000 from the US coming from. Because up to now, the US has not indicated any specifics as to how many vaccines coming and when it's coming, right? We just know it's supposed to be soon. And this is the kind of dotish talk that I can't stand with this man. Trying to deflect. The point is, if it is that big and you have sense, people who are listening understood. We know how many vaccines have come. Every time vaccines come in, we see on the news, the Minister of Health up at the airport, Minister of Foreign Affairs and whoever else, members of officials on the Ministry of Health. So we know when vaccines come in. We know 800,000 vaccines didn't come into the country as yet. We know that the next batch of Sinopharm didn't come in as yet. People knew it's 100,000 vaccines that came. But this clown, because they say in the press conference on Saturday that vaccines coming and you had an expectation. How you went, and then you have no vaccines, you have a few. Is it you have none or you have a few? They can't be used interchangeably. It's either I have no money or I have some. I can't stand this. This man is such a clown. And he thinks he's funny. That's what I'm talking about about Stuart Young, and he thinks that he fall and penal damage his head and turn his head upside down, all kind of thing. That is not germane to the debate. Speak to the issue. And you're supposed to be a senior member of the UNC and people looking to you to be the next Prime Minister. Where? In Kamala's imagination or yours? And certainly not in reality. But when we come back, we'll play something from his leader, his misleader.
Swing down there, can't me. Now let this go, Yo, come jam up on me, girl, bring that body. Spread your sweet on the tongue, cause all you do are me balling. What I feeling, baby, I come to wine. Feel some of that day, have a good. It's all I want you. Come give me all. hey. Now let this go. Now let this go. So when she jump down there, when she swing down there, now let this go. Now let this go. Can't be up and she night and can't be up when she wind on. Can't you rock and the line right. Now give it to good shit. And when she swing down there, can't be up and she. Now let this go. I now let you go too, you know. Come on.
Sign up and save with Green Dot. When you subscribe to any of our broadband packages, you get 30% off the installation fee, allowing you to stream your favorite shows on any of your devices. Update your social media accounts and connect with friends and family. Stay on top of the class with online learning sessions, or keep your team in the loop with virtual meetings, all at an affordable price. This is a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 224-GDOT today to sign up and save with Green Dot, improving and simplifying lives.
If you're a small or medium business looking to grow, then you simply need more customers. This is where we can help. Did you know people are Googling keywords right now for your products and services, but they can't find you? We help small businesses just like yours take advantage of online ninja advertising techniques to get more customers and more sales. Did you know there are thousands of businesses in Trinidad and Tobago that are not properly taking advantage of online marketing strategies? This means there's plenty of opportunity for you. We can help you put together targeted marketing campaigns using Google, Facebook, Instagram, etc. to get you more customers, all while spending pennies on the dollar. Give us a call today for your free business consultation. Call 363-4030. That's 363-4030. One more time, 363-4030.
Did you know introducing different Gerber puree flavors into your baby's diet can expand their palate and allow them to accept more flavors and texture at an early age? With Gerber, you can explore and be adventurous by introducing more variety to your little one's diet with our new Gerber puree portfolio in a convenient squeezable pouch format in fun flavors like apple, pear, and mango. Gerber purees are 100% natural fruit purees and do not contain preservatives. Gerber, from 6 months onward.
Due to the reinstatement of COVID-19 restrictions, our offices will be closed to the public. Customers with scheduled appointments will be facilitated via phone or video conferencing. Visit our online customer service center at www.ttmf-mortgages.com to make payments and request for an appointment, letters, and other documents. Documents for processing may be delivered to our drop box located at head office, 61 Dundonald Street, Port of Spain, or email to your TTMF officer, or otherwise sent to info@ttmf-mortgages.com. TTMF, from here to home.
With Digicel Prime Bundles, you get more than just data. You level up to a new digital life. Okay. Level up with deep music for all your favorite tracks. Level up with Go Loud for local radio and trending podcasts. Level up with Sports Max for the top live sports action. And level up with Play Go for the latest movies and TV series. Get a one-day Prime Bundle for only $25 with 20 gigabytes any-use LTE data plus 50 gigabytes more dedicated data for premium access to your favorite apps without touching your any-use data. Plus 30 anywhere minutes and unlimited digital calls. Dial *323# or visit the My Digicel app to buy your one-day Prime Bundle. Digicel, better together.
Nikki, you're looking good.
Thanks. I started running around the savannah.
No. I talking about the view on your TV.
Well, I got a total entertainment makeover from DirecTV. I dress up the living room with big savings, easy installation, and new features. Wait, I'm not looking good too?
Of course, but you could step aside. You're blocking the TV.
Switch to new style of TV with DirecTV. Enjoy quick installation, great packages, fantastic channels, and more. You're looking good with DirecTV. Call 877-4388 to sign up today.
More to love, yes it's true. Pennywise, just for you. So real, get that perfect smile.
you more to love.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko in San Luis Grande is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Sundays, Ministry of Worship Children's Hour and the Word from 1 to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Wednesdays, we deal with current affairs from a biblical perspective from 9 p.m. to 12 midnight. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org. Facebook, email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free will gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
At Health and Wealth Lifestyle, we offer a wide range of services: blood analysis, iridology, acupuncture, foot detox, foot massages, gua sha, hot stone therapy, fire therapy, legs and feet massage therapy, mineral scrubs, acrotherapy, cupping.
We also have a wide variety of supplements, silver, zinc and magnesium, body light, and lots more.
We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle operate our business in a clean, safe, and comfortable environment. We frequently sanitize our compound and abide by all the COVID guidelines that are currently in place.
So come on down to Health and Wealth Lifestyle, where we treat you like family. Book your appointment today. Call us at 1-868-275-8359
or 1-868-288-1108.
And remember, your health is your wealth, and prevention is always better than medication.
Tune into the street 91.9 FM
every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
for the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showinal Thomas.
The scripture says, "And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in."
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Sherwin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
You don't need a mic to amplify your voice or a pen to rewrite history. You don't have to be a legend to inspire or use a podium to be a leader or have a title to be called successful. You don't need a classroom to be educated or even a radio to hear this message. And the world is yours to mold. All you need is passion and a deep connection to what you believe in. And you can make anything happen. When life is on, you can be mobile.
Be mobile. Just be.
Len Capital Certificates is a passive income service company located at Princess Margaret Street in San Fernando and Fifth Street South Woodbrook. At Len Capital, investing is made simple. You invest with us. We make the investments and then you collect returns either monthly or yearly. We have 5 different options you can choose from, and each investment option comes with different benefits starting from TT $5,000. For more information, contact 399-0307. Len Capital Certificates. It's all about you.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
So welcome back on the inside. Dominic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I just want to run downstairs, open the door and come back.
Alrighty. Well, just
So you can...
You want to put on camera in the meantime?
Yeah. How long is it?
Just put it on from about 14 minutes.
Just
We think it's 16, but I don't need to hear everything that she had to say.
That would be the one before.
Yeah, the first one.
Let's see. Just it's on from 14, you say?
Yeah, from about 14 minutes.
The whole thing is an hour?
Huh?
The whole thing is an
Yeah,
hour?
but she not talking for the whole thing. The first 16 minutes is Kamla, and then you have other speakers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That the nation witnessed this morning, what we witnessed is totally unacceptable. The Prime Minister cannot dither as he has done before. He must act now. Minister Diyal Singh must be replaced now. And if the Prime Minister cannot do the honorable thing, I call on the Minister of Health, show some national remorse. You must walk up with your resignation letter, walk up with your towel to shed all your tears, because now you really have something to cry about. Madam Speaker, the opposition takes no joy in bringing this motion. I think a lot of people were very happy that more people were going to get vaccinated. You know, there was a sense of hope based on the pronouncements made. But instead, what we are already seeing, you know, some government members or their activists, they're already coming out there to say to blame the population. The government is giving you a vaccine drive. The government is helping you to get this vaccine. But look at you all. You're behaving so badly. It's your fault. Buff the people, blame the people. That is what has been happening throughout this pandemic. Buff the people, blame the people. Come back and blame Kamala and go back and buff the people. Blame people and come back and blame the opposition for your incompetence and mismanagement. Madam Speaker, you know, many of us here were offered the vaccine because we were politicians. We were told that, well, we could go take the vaccine as politicians. But many people were not given that facility. Thousands of people in far greater need and far more vulnerable were not offered that opportunity. Instead, come line up, stand up outside from 5 a.m., go home, come back tomorrow, come back next week, come back whenever. And yet, as politicians, we were told we would be given preference. I don't agree with that policy. Our members were given the option. That is your personal option. You take it or leave it. But we have to work together to make sure that we do this vaccination drive and roll it out properly. And of course, again, aggressively pursue obtaining, procuring the relevant vaccines. I thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Right. So she would have been the mover of the motion yesterday, but she wanted to discuss this urgent and important matter with respect to what happened and so on. And I am guessing that she finally decided to raise it under the correct standing order because the speaker indicated yesterday that it did qualify. Unlike what normally obtains with them, bring it under the wrong standing order, the speaker shoot it down. And then you have the members of the literati come and complain the speaker bias and the speaker this and the speaker that, right? They haven't understood about the speaker this morning. Okay, she allowed it, right? So it was just basically opening the way for all of them to have an opportunity to get up for 5 minutes and cuss the government and call for Terrence Diyal Singh's head. But there were some things that she said. I listened to the entire 16 minutes, right, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
So she gave a whole speech about if she were prime minister, all the things that she would have done. This is the woman who, when Ebola was a threat, a far worse threat than COVID, because the death toll at that time for Ebola, when it had now started to surface, was significant in Africa. Your preparation, your parallel healthcare system was 4 beds in Kora. That was the sum total, right? But now you have all the answers as to what the government should do and what they could do, because you want to compare and see, well, this is what is happening in other countries and so on. You cannot compare what is happening in other countries to Trinidad and Tobago, because they have much bigger populations, and some of the things that you are suggesting that the government do would be more suited for large populations like that. Now, Minister Dayal Singh would have outlined on Saturday all of the things that they have in train and the plans that they have for the rollout of the vaccines as they come, for the larger doses when they come in. He would have spoken about the intention to have mobile vaccination units, so where there will be these mobile caravans will be driving around in the different communities. So instead of old people having to leave their homes, they will actually go to them and administer the vaccines and so on. They will be using larger vaccination sites. They would have decided to partner with the private sector. So we see what's happening at the Diwali Nagar, where over the weekend they would have been vaccinating persons from the Contractors Association, persons involved in the construction sector and so on. Then they set up another one, I think is at Mid-Center or Center Point Mall or something, so where they, for the last couple of days, they've been inoculating supermarket workers and the like. Mr. Dayal Singh would have also indicated yesterday that requests would have been made to these different private sector entities to give them an idea as to how many vaccines they needed. And now he said almost all of them have now come back to ask for more.
Okay.
Now, we cannot overlook the one of the challenges there, of course, because we're dealing with 100,000 Sinopharm and whatever others we may have gotten from Bermuda and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada and so on. I imagine that would be in the mix as well. But you see, one of the inherent dangers that you face in terms of dealing with the private sector in that way is that every and anybody could come for a vaccine, right? Even though they say they're dealing with a person, I could just go and walk in and say, well, I from the construction sector. I don't have a card. I'm just an ordinary worker. Wherever work presents itself, I go and I work. So it allows then for some kind of pattern, because you could tell your friend, well, hey, come down now, you'll get through, don't worry. Just say, yeah, this or yeah, that, whatever. Right? And it would obviously impact on the numbers, but when the amount of vaccines that we get increased, okay, these things can be facilitated, albeit there would be no need for it, because I see where the councillor for Tumpuna Road would have indicated yesterday on his Facebook page, that's Brennan Patterson, that the Arima Borough has offered some of the Arima community centres and so on to assist. Coming back to Kamla. So you give us all this list, what you would do if you were the Prime Minister and so on and so on. Half of the things that you talk about, the Minister would have already indicated that they have intentions of doing that. She talk about drive-through, where you can have a drive-through vaccination thing and all of that, as if this is so novel. And there's something that upsets me with this woman, right? Apparently she has too much time on her hands and she only watching BBC, and so she's calling for a commission of inquiry into the government's handling of COVID. Now, commissions of inquiry cost, you know how much money these things cost? You're all beating up on the government now about legal fees. You want disclosure with respect to legal fees. If that isn't the height of hypocrisy, you have 2 prominent UNC attorneys now before the courts for legal fees between 2010 to 2015, 1.6 billion in legal fees. But you all have the audacity now to come and talk about you want transparency in the issue of legal briefs and so on. Anyway, so spend more money on commission of inquiry, right? You're complaining, where the government getting the money for this 2.9 billion that they want, where is that money supposed to come from and all of that? But for me, one of the most, you see the dishonesty of Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Yesterday, again, at the end of her speech there, where she was talking about members of parliament who offered the vaccine, that they could have gotten it. Basically, the special treatment thing she's talking about now. Okay, and Trinidad and Tobago isn't unique in that regard. They would have offered in other countries, parliamentarians who offered that as well. But she says she's against that policy. Okay. And you're using that as an excuse as to why you haven't taken the vaccine yet. Because you find, well, not because I'm the leader of the opposition and I hold office that I should get it before other persons who have to go and stand up outside and so on. So I'm leaving it, let these people who are more deserving get it. But when Dr. Rowley, when the 2000 vaccines came from Barbados, right? Sometime prior to that, where Dr. Rowley would have had a press conference and he would have made a statement to the effect that when the vaccines come, he will be the first to take it and so on, right? The 2000 vaccines came, Dr. Rowley didn't take from that. Terence Yalsing didn't take from that. But apparently some people took Dr. Rowley's statement seriously. So there was another press briefing where a journalist asked him, but you remember you had said that when the vaccines come, you would be the first to take it and so on and what. And Dr. Rowley would have made the point, it's 2,000 vaccines. If it is that I took from this batch, it means there's 2 doses that I would be taking, right? And those 2 doses would be better served in the arms of frontline workers who are facing this thing monthly on a daily basis. So it's better you give it to, well, boy, you remember the literati took him to task on that. Oh, he only saying that, but it's because you don't want to take the vaccine and you trust and all of that, and you want people to take it, but he don't want to take it and all of that. Up to now, other members of the UNC have taken the vaccine. Kamala has not taken it. And this is her latest excuse, right? That she prefers for other persons, she don't want to use her office. Well, fine, throw that out of the window. Leave that excuse for the younger members of the UNC in Parliament. There's another criteria under which she could have qualified. The fact that she's over 60 and she has comorbidities. And if anybody's questioning whether or not she has comorbidities, well, one, yesterday she qualified because they said whether or not you have NCDs, right? But I recall when she was Prime Minister, her sister, Virwati Newton, was joyriding all over the world at the expense of taxpayers. I think something to the tune of about $1.2 million was spent for her sister to accompany her on trips all over. And when the question was put to her by the then PNM opposition as to what role and function her sister served on these trips, we were told that her sister was her nurse and that her job, her duties included but were not limited to ensuring that Kamala took her medication on time and ensuring that she took her meals on time and so on. So unless it is that she had a sickness that was only lasting 5 years to accommodate her sister to travel all over the world, I assume that whatever she was taking medication for back then still exists. So if it is you don't want to take it on the basis of the office that you hold, you could take it on the basis of the fact that you are over 60 and you have NCDs. But all kind of run around to try and dodge taking the vaccine. Well, if your position is that you are against the policy where preference was given to members of parliament, your husband should not take it. You should say, Greg, no, don't go and take the vaccine because they will say it's because you're my husband. And because you're somewhat of a public figure is why you take it and bias could be assumed there and I'm against that. But you had no problems with him taking it, but you don't want to go and take it, right? And the literati have nothing to say about that. No, it's okay. But all over Dr. Rowley, as he would have indicated on Saturday, he was told that the wait time, once you've had COVID, reduced from 6 months to 3 months, so he looks forward to getting his job. Okay. But it's the dishonesty that I can't take with him, right? And calling for Terence Yalsing to submit his resignation and that he should have resigned one time. How many ministers is had under you? Why didn't call for Tupolman resignation one time? You see, and there's a problem that I have, and people say I always talking about highlighting the UNC, but you have to highlight it, Bruce, because they're on foolishness. So, of course, they're looking out today to see what's going to happen so they could come again and say, you see the incompetence of the government and so on. But if big people who are supposed to have sense don't have sense, that's not the government's fault. I didn't see any member of the government stand up in a line yesterday waiting to get a vaccine. The criteria was clear. So it would be interesting to see what takes place today going forward. I'm not encouraged by what I would have seen with the numbers, and as you said, people are practically piling on one another. And yesterday's numbers was very disappointing as well. 17 deaths, 400 and something new cases. Bruce, is almost 2 months that we've been on lockdown, and we are not seeing any kind of encouraging movement in those numbers. None. And that should be of concern because July 4th is fast approaching, and we cannot extend this lockdown for much further. And the people need to understand that.
I was checking is it the incubation period they call it?
Yes.
Right. I was checking that and realizing that period has somewhat, in some cases, been a bit more, you know. And then we still have the fact that there are people that's supposed to be in home quarantine that are not staying at home.
There you go.
So unless people get serious and understand that, listen to me, not because you may have some mild symptoms and you are home. Remember, you could still infect somebody and their experience towards it may not be the same. It may be worse.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying, but oh God, but I can't stay home and I can't do this and I can't do that. So you rather not stay home. The worst happens to you, God forbid. And then what? You'll have to stay in a hole permanently. We need to be mindful of this. This thing is serious and we need to get serious about it. Stop with the this, the that, the other. If you want to go out, you need to get stuff, you need to get supplies for home because you are under home quarantine. I am positively sure that there is some way that you can get this done without you having to leave home.
Yes.
Dominic, if I had a Razi and you come from quite a rima to come down Carnage, Dominic, boy, you're going to really need your help this morning, but I know where you're coming from. Come on, see if you can pick up so, man. I the money home here, or whatever the case might be, or something. But people, the other day, my mom told me she knew it had a guy, when she took that to the health center, she knew it have a guy that he is supposed to be on home quarantine, and here, when he come to the nurse come to the health center, the nurse brace him, not, and what the hell you doing here?
Yeah.
What you doing here? Some Nancy story, you come to get the poor nurse. Now everybody in the health center on the piece and everybody pull back.
Right.
What you doing there?
They should. You're big and you have sense.
Oh, Jesus, peace, boy. Well, I see the
phone. Tuesday I went to the office on Tuesday. I tried to limit the amount of days that I go, right? So I just had some stuff to do. And this was right after the show. Tuesday, I went down to town. I want to come back early. So about 12:30, on my way back up, I decided to go to Massey entrance city. 12:13 there, Bruce. Driving. Not an unavailable space. Whole car park full. 12:30. Unfortunately, they didn't have any lines to go into the grocery. So I said, I'll just run in and pick up something. And of course, I go in there, and there are lots of people in the grocery,
Yeah.
Everybody more or less casually dressed. So I'm guessing these are people who are supposed to be working from home, decided to go to the grocery. It defeats the purpose. The reason why they have you working from home is to reduce congregation in the workplace, minimize the chances of spread. So we move it from the workplace to the grocery. All right, I'm guessing everybody who decided, well, even though I'm working from home, you're still entitled to your lunch hour. It's like same work thing. So 12 o'clock is your lunch hour. You decide to run to the grocery. Stay home. Stay home. How else are they supposed to say it? And I'm sure if I go there today again at 12:30, I'm going to see the same thing. Tomorrow at 12:30, I'll see the same thing. And then people wondering why the numbers not going down. 17 deaths yesterday. Every time we see a day with low numbers and we tell ourselves, okay, maybe we're starting to see that we're starting to round the corner. Nope, not today. So I guess vaccination really is the only hope right now. I have no confidence in the responsibility of the citizens of this country to the responsibility levels to do what is required, because they fail to realize all it takes is just one person to be a super spreader. So looking at time, I know you told me we have a sponsored segment in the next hour, which will probably take us up to the end of the show.
Yeah, that from 8:15, I think I thought it was, right?
Right.
From 8:15.
Yeah. So I guess we could open the lines.
Yeah, so the numbers are 342-0081, 466-5391. Those are the numbers to call. And before I even take the first call, let me make it clear. Please, guys, keep your contributions short so that everybody could get in. I am not the type of person that likes to, how should I say, brace anybody to tell them, listen to me, your time, you're going too long. Please, 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 I'm begging, please. Let us try to keep it short and sweet, and everybody will get a chance to get in, because I don't want nobody complaining about nobody neither. I don't like them thing, right? So I'll let everybody know. Thank you. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce.
Good morning, Zina. How are you this
morning?
morning?
Good morning. Good morning, Dominic. Where's Dominic?
Morning.
Dominic, you hear me?
Yeah, you hear him? You hear him?
Yeah.
Morning.
I said, Dominic, boy, you come and take the win out of my sale this morning. I was trying to get Bruce Sam. Good while now to tell him. I thought the same thing yesterday, and I am saying to myself, the Minister of Health stand up like a man and take the blame. But let me tell you, if it were me, I wasn't taking no blame, you know. Because you know what? People don't listen. And I want to be, I am of the opinion that many people don't listen when Dr. Rowley and they talking. Even as you put on the same Moonilal. What nonsense he coming to talk. Dr. Rowley talked, they explained over and over how the vaccines come in, how many they have, when what will come, what is the amount. People not listening. And as Dominic, just as you said, I said the same thing yesterday. This ought not to have happened if people had listened to what he said. Over 60 and under 60 with comorbidities. What according to you, I saw the lines. I saw some of the lines that they were showing. What so many young people doing there? All of them have comorbidities. What they doing there? And I wanted to send out a call to the Minister of Health if he's listening. Minister of Health are giving you a suggestion. All you're going to roll out the vaccines until they finish up to the point. But we say A to E, which is a very good idea, the alphabetical order. But I want you to tell put out, I will call them runners, or specific people in the health center to call in, right? And the person in charge. If you see a large number, even within A to E, and you think you only have, let us say, 200 vaccines, and they have more in the country in store, send a runner to pick up some. Bring to send to that center. Minister of Health liaise with your different health centers or wherever given their position to give the vaccine. That is my suggestion. Don't turn back the people. If you have the vaccines and they come, if it is that the staff could handle them, because they will know how many they could handle per day, and they run short of the vaccine, send some vaccine. Right? Organize your I call them runners, one or two of them, who could run and carry some more vaccines to the people. And people, not because they say A to E, everybody under A to E go out faith, you know. You understand me? I could have gone for that vaccine yesterday because I didn't get mine yet. But I tell myself, let me cool it and see how the crowd going. You understand? And so said, so done. I watch because I know the news going to bring it on the television. What that was, but Dr. Rowley, people have to understand the power of you know, and your voice. When he done explain everything and talk to the people hate him, but you realize a lot of them now when they realize what's going on, they're afraid they're dead. So they're rushing out for the vaccine. But I want to say one more thing on that. People have to feel when they get the vaccine, they have to remember that that is not a cure. It is for you, if you get COVID, to fight it instead of fighting chance. So this what I hear people getting on and people talking about. But if I go for vaccine and it has somebody working and I listen in different stations and other people in here in my office and they go for the vaccine, how I go feel safe? You yourself could get the vaccine, you yourself could get it and give it to the person who didn't go for vaccine, who good and healthy.
Thank you.
So people have to understand what this is all about. That we still have to be very safe until this thing die off. Thank you, Bruce and Dominic.
Thank you, Zila. Caller, good morning.
Morning, my brother.
Morning.
Dominic, you know you're quite right. Think about it. They come to complain the first thing first, I hear people blaming the Minister of Health. It was said, and I try to make it short, Zena. Comorbidities over 60. For weeks that has been the mantra. So I can't see how all of us line up. Common sense will dictate if you go down there and see that amount of people. So the question you asked between education and what? And literacy, or literacy and common sense, I don't think we fit any of the criteria after yesterday. We failed all. Because the Minister of Health had to come and apologize. And you know what? I have not heard any opposition member of parliament call out to their members of their constituency and said, hey, you all did the wrong thing. Instead of that, they try to blame the Minister of Health to ask him for. And I have to commend the Speaker. Only enjoy it.
Thank you. 342-0081466539. Those are the numbers to call.
Just to touch on one thing. With respect to the suggestion yesterday by the leader of the opposition for drive-through vaccinations, and I know that there are a lot of people supporting that, and I understand that that's the topic of discussion on another frequency, and persons are supporting it. So someone would have sent me something just now indicating to me that they would have taken the vaccine in Tobago, and part of the process is that before your vaccine is administered, your blood pressure is taken, and a form with your personal info has to be written up for recording and follow-up. So you would appreciate that if that is involved in the process, then if you're going through the drive-through vaccination, you can see the problems that you would have long lines of vehicles, traffic, and it would defeat the purpose.
Dominic, I was going to tell you about that just now because remember I had the opportunity to take my job Saturday gone, right?
Yeah.
And not just that. You see now that is it, because when they give you that evaluation, right? After taking the job, then what? You have to relax for 20 minutes.
Yes.
Make sure that everything is okay with you. A doctor is there to let you know,
right.
Well, what to expect, what not to expect. If this happens, what to do, right? And let you know that take your vitamins, have some Panadol on hand just in case, and all these different things. So then, like the person said, how far along that traffic go back up to, right?
Yeah. And then there's, of course, one of the concerns, which would have informed the places that they would have chosen, was the issue of resuscitation. If a person has a bad reaction to the vaccine and they need to be resuscitated, that they have that facility there. If you're doing drive-through and you tell a man, you get your vaccine, okay, park up over there for 20 minutes. Who monitoring to make sure he stay there?
Exactly.
My good man, he busts out, and then when he reach on the highway, something happens. But the government of doing things, according to Munilal, that wasn't thought out because you all thought about that this morning. So again, as I said, Kamala watching too much BBC, too much CNN or whatever it is, and needs to understand that what worked outside there, not everything could work here.
Yeah, exactly. So we continue to take the calls. Caller, good morning.
Lucy?
Morning.
Well, I guess I know you say there's a bit of delay. Dominic, good morning to you. Bruce, it could never be a drive-through because you have procedure you have to follow, and after you take that vaccine, you have to be seated, follow while before you get to leave, you hear the question. But Dominic, this one is for you. I noticed that she asked the Attorney General certain questions, But I want to tell she,
Yes.
it will be pram just now. I gone.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Bruce, Dominic.
Oi.
How are you all? Sir?
Morning.
Morning. You know, here in the earlier parts of your conversation, you was mentioning that they were asking for the names of the lawyers on the PNM side. But I want to know, who are the lawyers that working pro bono on the UNC side? I want their name. And let me see if it's the same set of name. Keep making couture in the people court. I would like to know their names. Who are these people that have so much money?